All right, you've seen the product. Now it's time to take action. It's all about that miracle food. My man Chakra Doctor has put some of the greatest superfoods on the planet here in one bottle for you. I know we see COVID going crazy and a lot of different things, testing our immune system. This right here is a perfect cleanse and reboot. Great for the immune system and a great anti-inflammatory. Miracle food. Tell them Viral Hip Hop News sent you. Let's go.
Have no hits with doing poetry, basically spoken word with music, they revolutionized that. So when people say, well, this is a racist country, I said, definitely we have racism here, but there are a lot of things I can't do, even in Nigeria, even in my own African countries, I cannot protest, So it's like it's like having parents, and I can see what my father I never saw my father, but I'm not going to say I don't know what it was. He's not the worst in the world. He wasn't there to abuse me, but he wasn't around, and look at my mother, for whatever reason, didn't want me to connect with him at all. So she hid him from me, and I had mad resentment. I can't say she's the worst mother in the world. So I just think we definitely have a lot of progress, more millionaires than ever, The thing is, you have opportunity here. You do have opportunity here. So I'm not going to be the pessimist and say it's the worst area. Nothing has changed. That's not true. Just not true. And even with the whole police thing about, I can understand, because it's the racism is so, when you have a guy putting his knee on a brother that long, and just young girls, you can't wound a girl with a knife, you got to kill her, even if they are running. So what? Let them run. The lady who was trying to reach for the taser and she shot because the kid was running. That's you. I'm sorry. It's like something in you wanted to murder that child, So, but at the same, I wouldn't say defund the police. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You don't defund the police. Ask the black mothers in D.C. in Maryland, should they defund the police? Now you can root out the racist KKK cops that are there. Yeah, and my suggestion is there should be a law that President Biden should put in that a white cop can never stop a black man unless there's a white cop can never stop a black man unless there's black people present. Never, and that might take years to level out what we trust. Well, okay, it's balanced out now, not to defund the police, just root out the racists. But at the same time, we cannot trust that a white policeman will do the right thing when he stops a black man, so he can never stop a black man without black men present. Okay.
Very, very strong and bold statement. We couldn't agree more. With that said, though, will he ever do it, or will he ever even suggest it?
Tell me, Biden?
Yes, sir.
Well, I wish if I could get a hold of him. I'm gonna definitely, you know what? I'm gonna contact Maxine Waters, because she always said, Ernie, I always say I'm coming to see you. You haven't come to see me yet, so I'm gonna go to her and said, I think this would be the best thing for right now. If they had that white policemen cannot. I mean, that just as a rule, all 50 states, that they cannot stop, because it can't be trusted. You just can't be trusted. I'm serious, and they can say, there are people like, there are great cops, but for some reason, the great cops are not speaking up. They're not. It's like, it'd be so great to see the police who say, we're not into that. Why are they not marching? Why don't they just walk out of the department and say, until it stops, and that they agree to that a white policeman cannot be by himself, So if you guys will help me with that as well, I really think that's the solution. Right? I mean, it's like immediately.
Oh, this is definitely going up.
Immediately. Because this system's too young, kid, and you see it. You got we got to look at the video over and over and over and over of that child being murdered. We can't. Our hearts won't take it, brother. And we're not doing the little kids, our little kids a favor. The little kids are looking to us like, what are y'all doing to make it safer for us? So yes, that should be done. Thank you for saying you're in agreement with Pat.
What do you think about the cop Derek Chauvin, who was convicted, of the murder of George Floyd? They just put in a motion now to have a retrial, and it probably looks like he probably get that granted. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh man, don't start me the cussing.
I'm tempted.
You going that mother rucker. No, that's the most evil. It's a horrible thing to do, and I think they're going to regret that. There are going to be repercussions just at the idea of him being retried. They don't want to deal with that. It's going to be. It's not good. And I'm not advocating. I'm not trying to say people should get violent or like that, but it's just not good for us, our psyche as a people. But there are people out there that are just at the point they can't take it anymore. You can't get more obvious than that when the man is casually, like almost like he got his knee on in George Floyd's neck, and he says, okay, can I get a just like this? That's calm about it. He's so calm and cavalier, like an animal. And like they say, if it was a dog, there'd be really outrage. He's not an outrage. They'll be really outraged if he had his foot on a dog's neck like that. So no, that's effed up.
Are you familiar with Dr. Boyce Watkins?
Yes.
Dr. Boyce Watkins, a friend of the show. We love Dr. Boyce. We had him on a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about the situation, and he said that although there's definitely racism, not only in America, but definitely within the police system, he seems to believe that there's maybe a little more of a motive because the two knew each other. And he says that there may have been, he's not sure, but there may have been a little more of a personal motive, more so than race. What do you think about that?
Oh, yes. I forgot all about that. Mm-hmm. I forget that but I don't know how true it was. But right. So that is true.
I believe so. Yeah, I think they worked at a nightclub together, if I'm not mistaken. In the past, they knew each other.
That makes a lot of more sense. That makes a lot of sense. It seems that makes it. Now I can see it being a personal thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Murder.
He didn't. Yeah. That with the knee there that long.
Uh-huh.
I can see it. I could see that.
Yeah, definitely. You made a great point when you talk about the animal. Like if it was like a dog on TV. That they done that too. Oh my God, the outrage would be crazy.
Right? Oh my God. Oh my God. They be burning buildings.
Man, yeah.
So you brought up go. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, you know it.
What's good, man? This is Sam Ant, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News. Listen, I appreciate each and every one of y'all who are going to check out this documentary. Shout out to my man Lonnie Fresh. Do me a favor, go to YouTube right now. Go subscribe to Viral Hip Hop News, one of the best hip hop platforms out here right now. We also have The Hub, Hip Hop News Uncensored, of course, the podcast, the baddest podcast out, the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. We drop 7 days a week, doing this thing 100% independent.
There was not one day that I was at work on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that I wished I was somewhere else.
Now let's talk about the Players Club, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that's like your first major role in a movie, right?
Taking over the game. Sincerely appreciate each and every one of y'all. You can grab merch on the YouTube site. You can talk to me on there and much more. Sam Ant, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News. Appreciate each and every one of y'all.
Oh God, you the man, Cass. I spit white like a clan mask, and I'm a hustler.